Hey everybody, this is RJR112392 bringing you a video on a stamina Templar. Just gonna start out with the skills. The main skills that I use, Razor Caltrops. Definitely a great thing to have in PvP, plus with the helmet set that I have on, which I'm gonna be getting to here in a couple minutes, it definitely is useful. Purifying Ritual heals allies in the area and removes harmful effects, which will keep you alive longer. Repentance, gain your stamina and your magic back, along with health for you and your nearby allies. That definitely helps out quite a bit, especially when you're smashing biting jabs. Biting jab scales off stamina damage, and it does a bunch of physical damage. Nearest ally takes 140% additional damage each strike, and their movement speed is reduced by 70%. Definitely really good for PvP. Cannot express how good this is for PvP. Also grants Major Savagery, increasing my weapon crit rating by 2,191 for 8 seconds, which helps out because I switch bars quite a bit for Wrecking Blow. Resolving Vigor, this is one of the only heals that I actually use on my Templar. And it heals me and nearby allies. I took the morph where it actually heals me more than my nearby allies because I usually run PvP solo. Ice Comet, this thing hits like a truck. It's a little bit costly ultimate, but you gain it back pretty quick, especially using biting jabs and vigor. Definitely a massive AoE. Knocks them back. It's just amazing. Now for my two-handed bar, I use Crit Rush. Great gap closer, does a lot of damage, scales off stamina, and with champion points, it does even more damage. Rally, an amazing self-heal, not to mention increasing weapon damage by 20%. Biting Javelin is an awesome knockback because Wrecking Blow here in the Dark Brotherhood update will actually no longer knock them back. So Biting Javelin will. And then you crit charge in and you can Wrecking Blow spam. I actually have Biting Jabs double barred. This way if I get into a pinch I can just slow down their movement speed and get out of there. Then for this ultimate, I switch back and forth between Werewolf Transformation, which is insanely good, and I switch for, let's go down here, to Dawnbreaker. Haven't really played with it too much because Werewolf has been the main focus, but this will be Flawless Dawnbreaker here soon. If you run Imperial City Prison or White Gold Tower, or just run around and collect Talvar stones, Expert Hunter would be a great buff to have because you do more damage towards Daedric and Undead, and increase your weapon crit rating also by more. Let's move into gear. Find it. There it is. Let's nuke these guys real quick. Alright, into gear. Head, I'm running Velkin Scoria. Adds 1027 max health, and then 6% chance when damaging an enemy with a damage over time effect to call a meteor, dealing 6,658 flame damage to target and 3,020 flame damage to nearby enemies. This will proc off Razor Caltrops, This will proc off Meteor. This will proc off Biting Jabs. This will proc off quite a few of the werewolf abilities also. It just procs off pretty much everything. My build is entirely dependent on the Valkynscoria helmet and the shoulders. Chest, I'm running Hunting's Rage. I'm running 5 Hunting's Rage, which increases my weapon damage. For the neck, I'm running Endurance, which gives me more max stamina. And I'm running 2 Rings of Endurance also. One that buffs up my health and one that buffs up my stamina. And the shoulders do the same thing as the helm. For weapons, I am using Sword of Agility. Deals magic damage and restores 224 stamina. Has the sharpened trait on it. Increases armor and spell pen, which is insanely useful when you are PvPing. Shield of Agility has reinforced. It increases its armor value. I can stop everything from meteors to spears to whatever. Great Sword of Agility. This thing is by far amazing. Sharpened again, which increases my armor and spell pen. And then this is a flame sword, so it deals 746 flame damage. The food that I usually use is, it's either blue or purple food, depending on what I decide to get. And I usually pick max health and max stamina because I really am not magic dependent, but if I need it, I have magic potions. So let's just give you a little bit of what it's like for the Valkynscoria. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down Caltrops first, then I'm going to drop my heal circle. Before I even start hitting with spears, my Valkynscoria is already proccing off the Caltrops. Boom. Both things are nuked. Grab Repentance. Well, I guess that one wasn't nuked. Now it's nuked. Grab Repentance, roll out. $10,000 damage with no buffs on. Kinda weak. Yeah, that's weak too. I use Rally though, because it's a great self-heal. And plus it increases weapon damage. This build is all about DPS, DPS, DPS. So with this, I'm going to throw the spear and charge in. Spear, Wrecking Blow. Wrecking Blow spam. Oh, almost forgot the major part. Repentance, gain my stamina back, and go away. Now with smaller mobs, you don't really have to throw down Caltrops if you can handle it. I like to just because it gives me a little bit more survivability. Because with the Valkynscoria proc, just like that one, it incinerates them to nothing. I don't know how I'm gaining stuff off from a pile of ashes, but it's cool. Video game logic is amazing. Alright, take out this mammoth. Buff up. Get a nice heal circle going. Drop some caltrops. Another heal circle. Spam spears. Guy's trying to take my kill. Valken Scoria procs. Dead. This build is also really good for PvP. Just because of how much weapon damage that it has. Sweet. Got my werewolf up. See what I mean by this Valken Scoria procking through werewolf. Then you just devour everything. Stay in transformation as long as you possibly can, especially in PvP, because you actually get increased physical and spell resistance while you're in werewolf form. I'm probably gonna die right here because I didn't. Very surprised, but I'm actually getting a new set of armor made as soon as Dark Brotherhood comes out, and it's going to have Nirnhoned on it, which will give me a ton more survivability because it'll be increasing physical and spell resistance with the new patch. Just pop out of werewolf form. Take a look at the stats. I have 64 into stamina, giving me 27,367 stamina. I have nothing into health, but I have 22,000. And that's mainly because on my armor I have glyphs of health. Max magic is only 9,000 because I barely ever use anything for it. Weapon critical is only 37.1 without buffs, which is not horrible, but it's not great. I definitely need a little bit more work on that. Probably if I make this gear legendary, then it'll definitely be a lot more. Let's go into champion points. I put a bunch into Mooncalf for increased stamina recovery. And I also have some into Warlord, which reduces my stamina cost. I alternate between having stuff into Thaumaturge, or having 100 into Mighty, and like splitting that up and putting 50 into Shattering Blows. It all depends on what I'm doing. Elemental Defender, possibly one of the best things that you could use, especially in the warrior category, because I mean, look at it. Reduce flame, frost, shock, and magic damage dealt to you. Everybody's using magic stuff. There's magic Nightblades, there's Sorks, there's even magic Dragonites now. Don't see what the real point is of those, but they're there. And then Hardy reduces poison, disease, and physical damage dealt to you. Some people have like these swapped and have more into Hardy than Elemental Defender, but since I am like a werewolf and like I switch back and forth between werewolf to vampire depending on what I'm doing, I just keep 100 into here. Heavy armor focus wouldn't be a bad thing to put stuff in, all depending on what you're doing. Like if you're running a dungeon, you're gonna probably want more physical resistance or more spell resistance depending on what you want to do. when this was just a full out healer, I would have 100 into here, and then I would have the rest into elemental expert, because I would deal more magic damage, like with the radiant oppression and spears, all that stuff. I would deal just so much more damage. Let's go ahead and put these skill points into where I want them. And confirm. Razor Caltrops you unlock by doing a buttload of PvP. Like, I can't even tell you how much PvP that I've done on this character just to try to get this to where it is. Guard is going to be a really big thing when Dark Brotherhood comes out, because it's going to be a lot better. I don't know the exact specifics on it, but it's going to be a lot better than what it is. I am a Wood Elf, and so with the Wood Elf, I get an increased experience with the bow skill line, which haven't really used much of it on here because I pretty much knew what I wanted to do. But I get increased stamina regeneration and reduce poison and disease or increase poison and disease resistance, and my max stamina by 3%. Increase max stamina by 3% is always good. And then since I am a werewolf, and while I'm in werewolf form, I take 50% more damage, it's always nice to not take that much poison damage. Stealthy, not really effective, but I have it maxed out anyways. Reduce the detection radius in stealth by 3 meters, increase damage done while in stealth by 10%. That part's really good. That's why this class, the Wood Elf class, makes excellent Nightblades. I cannot describe to you how good of Nightblades that they make. Khajiits are definitely possibly the best Nightblades ever, but I guess that's an argument for a different day. Have Radiant Oppression unlocked for when I do PvE. I'll switch in and out Purified Ritual and Root and Focus depending on what's going on. I always have Repentance. Why did I not put a point in that? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Hit the like button, subscribe for more. I got Nightblade videos coming out, Dragonite videos coming out, Sorcerer videos. Just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll make it happen. This is RJR with Destruction 31. Hey everybody, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. This is a Khajiit, doing a little bit of damage testing on it, see what will give it more single target DPS. I managed to hit 40k on this one. It is vampire in this video, but it is switching to a werewolf, and boom, 45,000 single target DPS. And hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. If you guys want more Elder Scrolls Online information, definitely let me know. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you.